In this example, we're going to go ahead and solve this equation. It looks like we have the opposite of some number w plus 6 equals 2. All right, so we're trying to solve for this variable w. We don't know what the value is right now, but we're trying to find it. So we can use our properties of equality and isolate this w on one side of the equation all by itself, and then we'll know what the value of w is. All right, so on this left side, you'll notice we have two terms. We have the negative w and we have the positive 6. So if we're trying to get the w by itself, let's go ahead and start by getting rid of this plus 6. Well, the inverse operation to addition is subtraction, so let's go ahead and subtract 6 from both sides of the equation. And we can do so by using what we call the subtraction property of equality, which just says that if we subtract something from one side, we need to do it to the other side just to keep everything nice and equal. All right, so on the left side, those 6's now will cancel. So I have just the negative w equals, and be sure not to doink off this negative. Make sure he comes along for the ride because he's very important. That's a common mistake that students make, is they just see a negative here, and when they come down, for some reason it doesn't come along with the w. But make sure it does. Okay, so here the 2 minus the 6 on the right side is going to be a negative 4. Okay, so that's where we are right now. We have negative w equals negative 4. So remember, this negative w is really the same as negative 1 times w. So you'll see this coefficient of negative 1 right here. So what we need to do to get this w all by itself is the opposite of multiplying by negative 1, which will be dividing by negative 1, because division and multiplication are, of course, inverse operations. So when we do that, you'll see the negatives here cancel. Also, the negatives on the right side will cancel as well. So it looks like w on the left side will equal 4 divided by 1, which is 4. So we did this by first using the subtraction property of equality and then using the division property of equality and simplifying as we went along. And we see the value for our variable w is positive 4. So when we plug it back in, we'll see that the opposite of 4, which is negative 4, plus 6 is indeed positive 2. So we do know that this works out.